Hey guys, just a reminder, if you want to hear all of these wonderful B Plus podcast episodes completely ad-free, make sure you head over to Patreon or Podbean, where we are the featured podcast this week. You can subscribe for as little as $1 a month up to $10 a month, where anything you want to help us with, it really helps out. It's going to help us grow the site. It's going to help us redesign some things, and everything that we get through this and through the advertising as well is all going straight back into the podcast so that we can get Aussie Graps out there for the rest of the world to hear about, for the rest of the world to see, so we can grow this mission of watch global, support local, and build indie wrestling. So if you want to be a part of that and get some really cool rewards like call-in shows, bonus episodes, ad-free like I mentioned, then head over to patreon.com/theb+ and subscribe today.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening.
Hold one, arm drag.
You're not good at this. Get out. Let me tell you a personal story about Vince McMahon.
You just made the list.
Oh my God!
Sorry, no speak English.
Dummy. Goodbye and good night. Hold two, arm bar.
It's still real to me, damn it!
Dummy.
This is the worst town I've ever been in.
Hold three, the moss covered, three-handle family Gradunzo.
Mamma mia!
And now,
Unchained.media presents the B Plus Podcast with your host, GregUnchained.
It's me, Austin! It was me all along, Austin!
number four, arm bar.
I will never retire!
I still got 200 more. I got 200 more holes to list.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages? Welcome to the most must-listen-to Australian wrestling podcast. Welcome to the B Plus Podcast. My name is C-Jaii, and welcome to once again, which is a Thursday, and it is a view from the WWE Universe. Once again, I am joined by Danders. How are you, girl?
I'm doing alright. I'm living large. I'm better than last week. I feel like last week we hit a little bit of a snag in recording at midnight.
We were tired and stressed.
We were riggedy wrecked, but I feel like we've had a great week of wrestling, and I'm in much better spirits. How about yourself?
Doing well. I'm recovering from a stomach bug over the last few days, so I'm surprised I made it to this, but we're getting there.
Getting there. Living large as always.
Yep, that's exactly right. But living large, as always, is the WWE, which is what you guys are here to listen to, so let's kick it straight off with Monday Night Raw. Raw opened with the one guy that's never been there for 12 months, which is Brock Lesnar, of course accompanied by Paul Heyman. They go on to say that the architect Seth Rollins is about to risk his career with this match against Drew McIntyre, and that he's got no hope of even hitting WrestleMania. For some reason, McIntyre interrupts Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman, which is really strange.
Mm-hmm.
Could they be building for a feud for these two?
Potentially. I thought it was that Drew McIntyre was coming out to challenge Roman.
Yeah, well, the match was made that we will be having Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre.
Oh, you think maybe down the line there'll be McIntyre versus Lesnar?
Yeah, just for like one of those random every 6 month matches that Lesnar does.
Yeah, I hope Lesnar takes a bit of a proper hiatus from WWE after Mania. Maybe down the line. I guess they don't seem to know what they're doing with Drew McIntyre week to week. No. So certainly probably not planning anything for him for the immediate future. I mean, only for the immediate future.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wouldn't mind Brock just going and doing his real fighting for a little bit. Leave us fake fighting fans alone.
It's still real to me, damn it. I mean, but yeah, no, it was an interesting segment, of course. But of course, it led into the first match of the night, which was Finn Balor and his mystery opponent versus Bobby Lashley and Lio Rush. Now, this shocked me because the mystery opponent was none other than Braun Strowman.
I get like the storylines of like Braun Strowman and Elias confused. Braun Strowman's face now, right?
I don't know.
I know,
I think
it's
so.
hard to keep up.
I think it's
so
like the grey area.
Yeah. This was, so he comes out,
Yeah, pretty much. Strowman comes out. They have it was a decent tag team match for what Raw puts on. And of course, Balor and Strowman getting the victory via pinfall over Lashley and Lio Rush. It was pretty dominant for Braun for most of the match, which is often his matches anyway.
Yeah, it was odd.
He kind of reminds me of like a younger Kane and younger Undertaker, where they would just run over their opponents no matter what they did.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't know. I love Finn Balor so much, and I can't invest in him anymore until they stop with whatever they're doing.
Well, by the looks of it's going to be an Intercontinental Championship match with Finn Balor involved, but whether it's going to be multi-man or whether it's just going to be the Demon Finn versus Bobby Lashley, it's kind of hard to pick.
Yeah, that would get me back involved, I reckon. I think that if we had Demon Finn, it would be something different, because at the moment he's just generic white man. Little white man comes to fight the bigger people. Look how little he is.
Pretty much. And so it was a decent match. I'd give it like a solid 2 stars because I was kind of bored by the end of it. That, and I also nearly fell asleep. So that was, yeah.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we get the moment of bliss featuring Elias. Elias tries to get some sort of momentum. It is announced that he will be the leading act at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. I wonder who's going to interrupt him.
Yeah, I was also not a huge fan of Alexa Bliss's flirting with Elias. Maybe she's just friendly. Maybe she's just friendly. I don't know.
She's just that uber friendly girl that like everyone in high school is like, "Oh, you're flirting," but it's like, can't we be friends?
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting from this.
Yeah, maybe we'll see it. We'll see it as that way. But yeah, I really liked. I quite like this. I liked. They have a good back and forth. These two, they're both quite charismatic. So yeah.
And then the No Way Jose conga line, led by Heavy Machinery of all people, coming out and interrupting them.
I loved this.
This was probably the highlight of my night for Monday Night Raw, because they were oblivious. And Alexa's like, no, we rehearsed this 10 times. We're at the end. And he's just kind of like, what? Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But this, of course, led to No Way Jose, who was in a mask, attacking Elias from behind, leading to Elias versus No Way Jose. Elias obtaining the pinfall, of course, and another victory under his belt.
Yeah, good. Get him a bit of momentum going into WrestleMania.
Yep.
Getting him some proper time where it's not just him coming out doing the skit on the local sports team and then getting interrupted. At least he gets interrupted by the conga line, but it gives him a bit more. He's had a bit more character recently. Yeah,
true. It's a lot of character building with Elias at the moment, a lot of momentum leading into Mania. We would probably see him in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale.
Yeah, true.
That's probably where we're going to see him on the card, but that's still a good spot, and that Battle Royale is always pretty fun to watch.
True. I would like to see them, like, they're obviously investing in Alexa Bliss, having her host WrestleMania, having her have the weekly talk show, but she doesn't really get to talk a whole lot, and she's very enjoyable, so I would like to see more of her interactions in the sort of episodes to come, because like when you have all the other ones, when you have the KO show, what's the Jericho one, the highlight reel, all of those, the host gets to be a little bit more engaging.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like Alexa's just a little bit of eye candy there, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, she's fantastic on the mic too. Like, she can tell a story while you're looking at a macadamia nut. Like, she is honestly fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely.
But That was a really, really odd way to put that. But anyway, the next segment we have was Kurt Angle announcing his WrestleMania opponent.
The boos heard around the world.
They were louder than when Roman Reigns defeated The Undertaker.
Yeah.
This was incredible. So Kurt Angle has announced that he will be facing none other than former Raw General Manager Baron Corbin.
Yeah. Look, I'm going to quote myself in a tweet.
Yep.
Quote a tweet from myself, I should say. I get it. You wanted Cena. I wanted Cena too. It would have been the perfect circle. But I think it's fair to say that Kurt Angle has enough pull to pick his own opponent. So for his last match ever, he wants Corbin. And isn't one he wants a little bit more important than what you want? That has to be it. It has to be that Kurt Angle's chosen Corbin, because there's no way, unless there's something more to this, it must have been that Kurt Angle has picked Corbin to be the guy that he wants.
I reckon this could be very interesting. So I've read a couple of rumors leading into this that it could be the fact that John Cena is going to make a return to Raw before WrestleMania and be like, no, Corbin, you've had enough. You've had your time. This is my time now. I want this match. Or it gets made into a tag team match where it's, so for example, Baron Corbin and some random person, we can't say Braun or Lashley or someone. Who was the other person he was teaming with for a little bit? I can't remember.
I don't remember.
But, so Baron Corbin and someone else versus John Cena and Kurt Angle.
We're running out of time though. I've just looked it up. We've only got 2 Raws left until Mania.
Yes, we do.
That's insane. It's very close. If this is the thing that they're going to go with, I want them to go all in on this feud. Because you don't. If there's one thing I learned, I know that you're not super into local wrestling, but if there's one thing that I've learned from the weekend, I went to the MCW show, and everyone for the last 9 months was like, boo, Gino Gambino keeps winning, boo, Gino Gambino. It's like he beat Robbie Eagles, he beat Jonah Rock, he beat Dowie, he beat all these people, and everyone's all fucking sour. And then Slex beat him, and it was amazing, and it was because it was like the result of 9 months worth of building. So I've learned that don't try and predict what you think should happen. Just accept what is happening until it's happened. Once it has happened, criticisms ahoy. But if this is what they're going with, I don't want another Vince McMahon comes out and replaces this person. I don't want that. I don't want it. If this is what they're going with, go all in, build the story. You have 2 weeks. End rant. I'm very passionate about this, clearly.
No, there are some people that are like, oh yeah, we can understand it. I myself just don't understand it. I think Kurt Angle should have gone against someone who was more his rival rather than someone who's like, I took your job, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I'm not a fan of it. I would like to see John Cena make his return either next week or the week after and just be like, nah, Corbin, you've had it. You've had enough. This is my chance.
Yeah, what's John Cena doing at the moment? Is he doing a film or something?
Yeah, he's filming a movie.
Maybe he's not available.
Maybe? But they said that about Undertaker too, and Taker's doing some sort of like Starco thing, so.
Oh, God.
It's
to be
strange.
fair, I don't need to see Kurt Angle in one more match. I don't. I feel like he keeps, I know I whinge about this every week. He keeps coming back. He keeps doing matches, and he's not a great performer anymore. His body is saying no. I just don't know if there's anyone who could bring out a great match in him. But yeah,
I think Cena would have been the only other person, because Cena can sell like a mofo. Like, he can tell a story backwards. Like,
he can.
Cena has fantastic in-ring capabilities. Yes, he's been gone for quite some time now, but he doesn't show much ring rust when he does disappear.
You know what? I'm gonna steal your gimmick for a minute. I'm gonna steal your gimmick and Danders shit booking. We're at WrestleMania. Baron Corbin's about to come out. You know, he gets attacked backstage by Misk, whoever.
Yeah.
And then Kurt Angle was like, is there anyone else in the back who wants to come out and fight me? And John Cena comes out in his, was it maroon trunks or blue trunks, whatever he wore that first match?
Oh, God, no, not those trunks.
Yeah, he comes out in the look, he can come out in his jorts if he wants to, like come out in the jorts, whatever.
Yep.
But he comes out just like that night on SmackDown?
Yep.
Whenever it was, all those years ago.
That would actually be pretty cool. And then he just gets on the mic and he's like, ruthless aggression. And then just like they start going hell for leather. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, that'd be nice. But look, if it's going to be Corbin, let it be Corbin. Let it happen. And then once it has happened, we can dissect it.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, anyway, it came up with a really nice match. Kurt Angle versus Chad Gable. We can clearly see that Kurt Angle's really high on Gable. As he said previously, that Gable does remind Kurt a lot of himself. So it'll be good to see that. And I think those two working together backstage would work really well for Chad Gable's character as well.
Yeah, because I think that Chad Gable, as much as this stuff with Bobby Roode is fun, I think that he should go back to that proper, like, wrestling gimmick, like that Shelton Benjamin, Charlie Haas, like, because he's a wrestler, like an
Yeah, he was an actual amateur wrestler.
Yeah, I think that he should go back to that, with the old school tights and things like that. I feel like that's more organic for him. He's more believable as that character. He just doesn't have he comes out to glorious in his robe and stuff, and I just don't feel it the way I did like with American Alpha.
Yeah. American Alpha was fantastic. I miss them.
Yeah. Is Jason Jordan injured?
Yeah, so Jason Jordan's still out of action with a neck injury. He had
with a broken freaking neck?
Yeah, just about. I think he had a spinal fusion or something like that. He had a bulge disc in his neck, which has caused him to lose feeling in his arms. So he can't grip anything anymore, which is very similar to the injury that Edge has. So at the current time, he is retired, but he's working as a producer backstage. So not too sure. He's still in E, that's for sure. He's still signed up, but he's done for in-ring by the looks of it.
Oh my goodness. I don't know shit. Clearly. That's very sad. It would have been nice to...
It is. Would have been nice to have been told.
Yeah.
Just like Christian fading into obscurity because of a concussion. He just kind of disappeared.
Yeah. What's next? What do we have next? We had an awesome spot, in my opinion, an awesome segment next.
That's exactly right. And speaking of retirement, someone who's willing to come out of retirement, Beth Phoenix makes her return to Monday Night Raw again.
She is boss as fuck. I love Beth Phoenix. I feel like Beth was really prominent in a time where I maybe didn't love wrestling as much as I used to and as much as I do now. I did kind of have a lull period from about 2008 to about 2012. Which is, when she was really at her strongest. So
when it was her and Santina Marella.
Oh, God. Oh. Anyway, I love that she's back, and I think that she's going to help bring out the best in Natalya, because I feel like Natalya gets a bad rap. I feel like attaching Beth Phoenix to her is a way of making people okay with Natalya being around.
Potentially, yeah.
Potentially. The match wasn't that great, to be fair. But Nia Jax, coming out and doing the...
Sorry. That's all right. You're right. It 100% weirded me out to have Nia Jax come out and interrupt this match. This was actually a decent match. So after a little face-to-face confrontation between Boss and Hug Connection and... What were they... Divas of Domination? Is that what they used to be called?
Divas of Doom.
Divas of Doom, yeah. So Divas of Doom sort of confronted the tag team champions. Now, like...
Sorry, I'm just imagining them come out to the old Nation of Domination. It's like, we are Divas of Domination.
We need someone to make that.
Yeah.
However, Beth Phoenix has announced that she will look at coming out of retirement to face the tag team champions at WrestleMania for the said titles. So it would be very interesting to see that match. However, that was not the match we got on Monday Night Raw. We got Sasha Banks versus Natalya. Nia Jax comes out on stage and interrupts us. And Tamina just lays waste to pretty much everyone.
Yeah.
This was tough. Like, I was not expecting this at all.
Yeah, look, I wasn't crazy about the interruption, but Tamina looked pretty boss during this, gotta say.
Yeah, definitely. And this is very interesting. Could we be leading into a fatal 4-way match for the tag team titles at WrestleMania?
I'm on the fence about it. Like, potentially, sure. But, I guess you can't really have... To me, Bailey and Sasha, as much as they're reigning, defending on all brands and whatever, they are still Raw people to me.
Yeah,
so I think that it would be... Because who are you chucking in as the 4th team? Is it the Iconics?
Yeah, the Iconics.
That's having 3 Raw teams and just 1 SmackDown team.
Who else do they have on SmackDown though? There's no one else over there.
True. They don't have any official tag
Fire and
teams.
Desire is sort of gone.
Yeah, and the Fabulous Glow. God, they had some awful names.
They really do.
Because I want to be like I want it to be like a 1-on-1 or like a 2-on-2, like a traditional tag match. But at the same time, these are the only belts in the tag team. Like, it's not like the men's division where they have 2 sets of belts. So getting more teams on that wouldn't be a bad thing. So I'd be okay with a fatal 4-way.
Yeah. Or could we even make it a championship scramble and introduce, say, Trish and Lita or
Stay the fuck away,
girls
Lita.
from
No.
NXT?
Girls from NXT, I'm on board with. Trish and Lita, they can't keep coming back. I understand that they came back for Evolution because it was a special thing, but we need to let the past be in the past and stop trying to rehash it, because there's so many women on the roster who are not getting their shot, for it to be bringing back old people who just aren't good performers anymore. Like Lita, to me, she didn't have a great show at Evolution. Maybe it was just ring rust, I don't know, but they've been retired Trisha's been retired for 10 years. Like, I don't need to see them come back.
No, I think WWE have slowly realized that when you mention the word retirement, that doesn't stay the case. Take Bret Hart, for example. He retired, 10 years later, came back, won the United States Championship.
Yeah, I choose not to. Is there anyone the only person I can think who came back from retirement was Shawn Michaels, and that wasn't even an official retirement. That was just he left for a long time to go find himself, but he came back to a renaissance in 2002. I don't feel like many people have had a change of mind. Even actually Daniel Bryan, obviously.
Oh,
he's killing it, but that was a retirement of like 18 months or whatever.
Yeah, and it was also a medicinal retirement, not so much I'm retiring because I don't have anything else to do here.
Yeah, I'm old and I want to spend time with my family or whatever. So I would love to see Trish Stratus or Lita on commentary. Seeing as Beth Phoenix is obviously not going to be on commentary, don't have them in the match. Don't keep bringing them out. Because there's people watching now who wouldn't even know who those two are, which is sad.
True. Yeah.
But it's like we don't need to keep rehashing the past.
Let's put it this way, right? If you can't remember the Edge and Lita Championship celebration, then you don't really need to know who Lita was.
That's awful. You're horrible.
I'm kidding. No,
she was so much more than that. She had a
extreme.
miscarriage. She had a miscarriage on TV to Kane's
That's right.
rape baby.
But
God.
But you've got to remember, it wasn't my fault.
It wasn't his fault. And then he was the good guy. God, that was bad. That was so bad.
That was WWE at its finest.
Yeah. Lita was fortunate to have Trish, because at least she had Trish in that sort of time frame.
Yeah.
But other than that, she was definitely in the wrong era. And I feel like that's where AJ Lee really struggled, because she didn't have a Trish Stratus. she was, far above everyone else.
Yeah, no, that's a very good point. I didn't really think of that.
Yeah. We've probably chatted a bit too long on this point. Ricochet versus Jinder Mahal was next.
Yeah, so Ricochet, of course, picking up a quick pinfall over Jinder Mahal by the 630 splash. I still love this move. It's so much fun.
Now that we know what it's called, and I think it was with Greg, I kept correcting Greg, and Greg would actually said the right thing.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. But it was a quick match, kind of blowed past quite quick for me. When again the NXT star just stood out above Jinder Mahal. Getting a quick pinfall victory over a former WWE champion is pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I think that because Aleister Black, he was back in Amsterdam for family reasons, I think they said.
Yes, he is on his honeymoon with Zelina Vega.
Oh, isn't that
So
awkward?
congratulations on the two of them. They're having their delayed honeymoon. They are over in their first half over at Amsterdam. They're spending the next week there, I believe.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ricochet and Aleister Black don't have a Mania matches yet, do they?
Not just yet. However, there are rumors flying that they will be involved in the Raw Tag Team titles.
Yeah, keep them on Raw. We had that discussion last week, didn't we? Keep them on Raw.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Who have got the Raw? I don't even fucking know.
What?
Who's got the Raw tag team? It's what's
The
the name?
Revival.
The Revival. That's it. I kept my brain kept going DIY. It's like,
They're
no.
so obsolete that no one remembers them.
I know.
Sorry, Greg, but no one likes your tag teams. Next up, we have a 15-second match. Again, Ronda Rousey versus Dana Brooke, with Ronda coming out on top, severely demolishing Dana Brooke, and actually, by the looks of it, causing an injury.
Yeah, and then we got that thing with her husband. Wasn't that gross? Why are they holding hands on TV? It's fucking gross.
Public display of affection.
I know, it's fucking gross. It's like, yeah, we get it. There's someone, who can tolerate your angry lady vagina. We're happy for you. God, that was awful of me. I should not have said that. This was, look, I'm sad that it comes at the expense of Dana Brooke, but I think that this was good to give Ronda some more heat, and people hate her husband so much, so maybe him coming in helps get
Why does
her.
everyone hate her husband, though?
I think is he the Sandy Hook denier? I don't know. There's something about him that's douchey. I was reading about it, but then not enough to remember. He's a bit of a douche. What's his name? Travis Brown. Let's ask the internet. Why is Travis Brown a douche? Do you hate Travis Brown? Oh, let's find out why. I don't care enough about this. Anyway,
Yeah, so it's really interesting. I'm really excited to see what role he will play over the next couple of weeks, considering he's still under contract from UFC.
Yeah. I try not to focus on wrestlers' appearance too much because I feel like it's very shallow, especially female wrestlers. What the fuck is going on with Dana Brooke's face? Why does it look like she's been pumped full of air?
She's lost a lot of weight, and it's made a lot of features stand out. She cut a lot of weight for the Arnold Schwarzenegger Classic or something. I can't remember what it's called. But she cut a lot of weight because she competed in that. And when she lost a lot of weight, her fillings from her lips and her cheeks were showing a lot more. So I think that's where that's sitting, is because of the weight cut, it's all showing.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, I guess, if she's needed to have, like, alterations to the fillers in her face and whatever. It's like she's beautiful, and if anything, I think that she almost looks a little bit more feminine. But I was like, she looks like a different person.
Yeah. No, I understand I understand how you feel, because I looked at that and I was like, hang on a minute.
Yeah,
I have to logically think about it.
This was, look, initially I hated it, but I think it's just because I don't really like Ronda. But I need to be focusing on what they're trying to do with the story here, which is make me hate Ronda, and they're doing a good job of that.
That's exactly right. But this is an official update from WWE.com as well regarding Dana Brooke. And I quote, Dana Brooke sustained hyperextended left elbow and ligament tears at the hand of Raw Women's Champion Ronda Rousey last night. WWE.com can now confirm, after being examined by the WWE personnel, Brooke was taken to Chicago Medical Facility late last night, undergoing further testing to determine the full extent of the damage.
I reckon that's a work, though.
Oh, it has to be a kayfabe injury just to wipe her out. Like,
Because otherwise that makes Ronda look... The detail of that makes Ronda look unsafe.
Yeah.
If that's the case. So I reckon that's a work. I reckon that Dana Brooke is probably a bit sore. Like, I'm sure the armbar doesn't tickle, even if it's not, her traditional
it's not
MMA one. But I'm sure that I'd like to hope that she's fine.
Yeah, definitely. Next match, of course, after Dana Brooke's quick 15-second loss, was Baron Corbin versus Apollo Crews. Apollo Crews getting a pinfall victory over Baron Corbin, who is not getting any momentum heading into WrestleMania. So that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, because I feel like this is the match that was supposed to be, like, I was like, okay, I'm going to watch this match and I'm going to see what they're doing with Corbin. Why Corbin? And, then it's like he got rolled up in a pin.
Yeah,
and I'm
exactly
like, this doesn't make any sense.
No, it's so strange. I reckon they'll bury him, introduce someone new. It's pretty much what's going to happen.
They seem to be quite invested in him, though. Like, they're giving him a lot of airtime for someone that they're just going to sweep under the rug.
Yeah,
but I guess, like, if you have a look at, like, Rusev or something, maybe John Cena will be Baron Corbin's opponent at WrestleMania, and then that will be the proper burial that he deserves. Buried by John Cena.
Maybe.
Yeah.
After this, we get a quick segment by Batista, who looks to be in like a very, very uncomfortable chair. That chair looks very uncomfortable.
Yeah, it reminds me of like on The Simpsons where Mr. Burns has that chair that has like the big bear head at the top. Like it's all very regal and shit like that.
Yeah.
I quite liked it though. It was nice aesthetic.
It was a nice chair, but it just looked uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And he wasn't wearing a bright ass silver jacket in this one.
I know, disappointed.
But of course, this was an interview from Michael Cole with Batista in his home. Batista explained that Triple H had been hunting him down for years, so it's time to take things back. It's time to retire the game for good.
Ooh.
That is his quotations. Is it's time for the game to retire.
I don't know if he's ever gonna retire though, because he just does sporadic matches, which I'm fine with. I would rather him just never actually officially retire, and rather than him say last match ever, and then it's like lol JK.
Could we see this though as the speculation change? If Triple H loses, he retires.
No, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see a fake retirement because we're just going to see him at Mania next year. I think it's just that it's the whole thing that Triple H has never beaten Batista at WrestleMania.
I don't think he's beaten him ever.
He's never beaten him. They can't have faced each other too many times then.
No, because I think it was WrestleMania 22. Batista won the world title from Triple H.
True.
And then who else was it? There was another match involving the two of them.
I'm not 100% sure. It's been a long time, but yeah, he did say you've never beaten me, but I just assumed that was at WrestleMania. But he might not have ever beaten him ever.
Yeah, it's very strange. Like I'm pretty sure on house shows there would have been that sort of interaction sort of thing, but I'm not too sure.
Anyway, this was fun. I like this a lot. I think it's got a good build. They're both such. I think Batista's time in like actual acting has done him wonders. Like he's really engaging on the mic again.
Yeah, definitely. He's getting better at microphone, and that's mainly what matters.
Yeah.
Because everyone knows that he can move in the ring, but his mic skills have never been great.
Yeah.
So, but of course we get this. Batista walks off in the interview, leading into the final match, the main event of Monday Night Raw, Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre, which was a very, very hard-hitting match. This is, of course, straight after Drew McIntyre laughs off a recap from his attack on Roman Reigns last week and then challenges him to a fight at WrestleMania.
Yeah. This was very violent.
Very.
This was very violent. It was kind of like, again, I'm making a Melbourne reference. At the MCW show on the weekend, there was a TLC match, and so I just about had my fill of chair shots. I was like, I could only maybe go a couple more chair shots, but then it was like, oh, yep, here we go.
Yeah, it was pretty much at the beginning of Monday Night Raw, Seth Rollins laid out Drew McIntyre with shot after shot after shot. And by the looks of it, it was going to happen again, but in the end, halfway through the match, Brock Lesnar's music hits, interrupting the match, of course, as Seth Rollins is going to hit a curb stomp, and eventually gets turned into a Claymore after the distraction. McIntyre picking up a pinfall over Seth Rollins, and Lesnar walking away.
Yeah. I mean, this is just what Lesnar does every year. I feel like he just has the same shtick every year. They just replace the opponent.
Yeah, pretty much. It's pretty much exactly what it is. It's a recap of last year.
Yeah. And when he faced Roman in 2015?
Something like that.
Yeah. All just kind of seems the same.
That one time out of the 5 that he faced Roman Reigns.
But yeah.
So that was pretty much it for Monday Night Raw. It was a pretty interesting week, to say the least. We are 20 days away at this point from WrestleMania. Yet, no build for an Intercontinental title match just yet, or a tag team title match for the men's. But I suppose we'll see how we go.
Yeah. We've got 2 more weeks. Got 2 more Raws.
Pretty much, yeah. It's taken a while.
Yeah.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Hey everyone, just want to take a second to tell you about one of our new sponsors, OUTBREAK NUTRITION. OUTBREAK NUTRITION are creating supplements for survival, sharper minds, quicker reflexes, all the energy you need to take your performance to the next level, whether that be on the field, in the gym, on the gaming field. That's right, they have specifically designed gaming supplements as well to help you focus on those late night sessions. They even sell coffee, you guys, at OUTBREAK NUTRITION. You can get coffee pods, you can get coffee beans, you can get supplements for the bedroom as well if you want to enhance your performance there. These are performance enhancing supplements for every aspect of your life, specifically designed by gamers, for gamers, to stay fit and healthy in the gym, to stay sharp and focused on the game, and to dominate in all areas of life. So check out OUTBREAKNutrition.com, and for being a listener of our podcast, they will give you 10% off your order when you enter the code B+. That is BPLUS at checkout. So make sure, if you want to stay on top of your game, if you want to take your performance to the next level, OUTBREAKNutrition.com, enter the code B+ at checkout. Alright guys, just before we get started, I want to take a second to tell you about a game I've been playing on my iPhone. You can get it on iPhone, you can get it on Android, all the tablets and what have you. It is called the Muscle Hustle app. They are good friends of the show, and they were hooking us up with codes to sort of help you guys get ahead if you were to decide to play the game. But unfortunately, in the latest software updates with iTunes and what have you, the codes aren't working. So we're trying to get that fixed. But in the meantime, if you click the link in the show notes and download the Muscle Hustle, it's a fantastic game. It's you collect wrestlers and train your wrestlers up, all with unique individual gear and everything to raise them through the ranks from jobber to superstar to legend. You go around collecting the titles, and you can even play with your friends. So unfortunately, no leg up to offer you, but if you hit the link in the show notes, it will let them know that we sent you, and it'll help us out, it helps them out, and it helps you out because it's a really fun game to play. So check out the Muscle Hustle app on iOS, Android, and all your mobile devices. The link, of course, is in the show notes.
And then we open up SmackDown Live with none other than one of the greatest people on the microphone, The Miz, in his glorious suit.
Full disclosure, I missed the first 10 minutes of SmackDown, and I meant to rewatch it, but then I discovered Degrassi Junior High on Stan, so I'm going to need you to take... I missed this segment, so yeah, I'm a bad podcaster.
Let's put it this way, The Miz put out probably one of the best performances of his career on the microphone. I would honestly recommend go back and watch the first couple of minutes, because this was fantastic. The Miz kicks off with the recap of the attack, and he goes on to say that people tried to warn him about Shane, and he didn't listen. He is upset. He pretty much talks about how he felt for his dad, having to watch his son get beaten, Harry's like, you laid your hands on my dad and made him watch as you beat me down, and I was laying there helpless. Dad was yelling, someone help, and you were just hurting me still. And he quotes Shane from last week saying, I am the best in the world because I was born that way. And Miz turns around and goes, no, Shane, you were born a McMahon, so therefore you're the worst.
Oh!
He took shots at the McMahon family, including Vince himself, saying that they're nothing but billionaires just buy their way into moments. And then he drops the name and says, you don't own me, you certainly don't own Kofi. And then the crowd went nuts.
Yeah.
Everyone's dropping Kofi Kingston references this week. He goes on to say that out of 13 years, the crowd has now started to chant his name. So this is getting to me now. Like, I'm like, I don't care about this feud at all. But then the Miz is like, I'm going to open my mouth. I was like, okay, I'll shut up now.
And yeah, like when, and this is when wrestling booking is done right. Like when there's a build, because this has been going since, when did we have, when was, whatchamacallit, Crown Jewel? Was that like October?
No, that was ages ago.
I feel like it was October because it was around the same time as Evolution.
It was just, no, we had, no, I think it was just before, it wasn't October, it was September, because in October we had MCG.
Oh, yeah, of course. So was it, no, so MCG was before Crown Jewel.
Yeah, it
so that was at the start of the October. So it was the end of October.
Might have been the end of October, yeah.
Yeah, so this has been a build since then. And Miz being like such a safe worker, you know, not getting injured, even though he's wrestling all the time, they were really able to invest in this storyline. And it's been like when Shane McMahon won the best in the world thing, everyone was like, what the fuck? What the fuck? And it has led to this. Yes. And we've had heel Miz forever. But now that he's got his TV show, he's got his wife, who they have great banter. They've got baby Monroe. Is that Monroe? And then baby number two on the way. It makes sense for him to be a face. And like the fact that he is engaging even the biggest Miz cynics. Yeah. I think that's just such an attribute to his character and his skill. But yeah, this is one of the feuds that I'm most invested in, mostly because we're going to see Shane McMahon do some dumb shit.
Pretty much. He's going to jump off the WrestleMania sign and that's about it.
Yep.
And Miz will sell it like a badass because that's what he does. But yeah, this was honestly one of the best promos that I've seen Miz cut since what Talking Smack was about.
Yeah, the one with Daniel Bryan. I love that one. Where he rip shreds into Daniel Bryan being retired and stuff. Yeah. I'm definitely going to go back and watch it. It wasn't that I didn't intentionally skip over it. It just happened.
But that's okay. Things like that happen. Next up, we actually get a Boston Hug connection on SmackDown Live. What is this?
I know.
They're raw people.
Iconic. Hands on hips. That's what it is.
It was really good. So Boston Hug connection appear on SmackDown Live, calling out Iconics. This leads into a non-title match between the two teams. Halfway through the match, Lacey Evans' music interrupts for some reason.
Yeah. At least she's interrupting women's matches.
Yes, and it's not like a social media moment. It was really, really weird. I couldn't understand it. What are they doing with her? We ask this
she's
every
acting
week.
Like a lady.
Apparently. Yeah. So, in the match, it was a very hard-hitting match. It was quick. It was decent. I quite liked it as well. Iconics getting the victory.
That was
over
the
Boston
tits.
Hug.
I love that they won.
Yes.
I love, like, I don't know. I know because they're Australian and everything that we froth over the Iconics. But it's like the way they come out and they're so fucking bogan and they've got their lace, like whatever shoulder neck things going on. I just loved everything about this. Yeah, and they're just going from strength to strength, the Iconics.
Yeah, these guys are getting so much better on the mic. Like, they improve themselves every week. I didn't think they could get any better, but it's obvious that they have been improving. They're improving their in-ring capabilities, and by the looks of it, heading straight into WrestleMania.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'd be keen for it, 100%.
Yep. let's get the Fatal 4-Way that we discussed.
Yes.
And the Iconics are probably the one team who are a tag team to me. Like because Sasha and Bailey are two singles competitors in a tag team to me.
Yeah.
Whereas the Iconics are a team. Like they're a pair.
Yeah, and they would be the logical choice. If Boss and Hug were to lose the titles at Mania, Iconics would be the logical choice to go.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it would be pretty cool to see it happen. As you could say, it would be iconic to see the Iconics at WrestleMania. Please let it happen.
Yep, I believe.
We all believe. And then this leads into the return of the Kevin Owens show with guests Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair.
This was fantastic. I love Kevin Owens. I forgot how much I love Kevin Owens.
Yeah, I missed him.
Yeah.
But it was fantastic. He's putting all this buzz straight into this triple threat match. He welcomed Becky Lynch, who drew a huge ovation. She is so over. I don't think WWE even prepared for that, but she is so over.
Yeah, and the thing that I like about this, like what's going into this triple threat, I like firstly that they're leaving Ronda on Raw, and this is Becky. And we didn't have Becky on Raw, which I really liked because I love Becky, but I'm getting a little bit sick of her. 2 nights in a row is too much. So I liked that this was just between Becky and Charlotte. And I also like that despite the fact that there's 2 clear heels now in the triple threat, they still hate each other. I like that they're not a team up against Becky. It's just like they all just fucking hate each other.
Pretty much. But I liked how Kevin Owens was like, we could turn it into a handicap match and still wouldn't care.
Yeah.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
But of course, this segment did end with Lynch and Flair brawling. This is getting us hyped. Thank you, WWE. You're doing something great for the women's division right at the moment. This is the center of WrestleMania. This is what everyone is excited for. Please let this go off without any bad hooks. We're excited.
Yeah. Just keep Nia away. Put Nia in like a separate dressing room.
Put her in like one of those glass cabinets that Michael Cole used to be sitting in.
Yes. Fucking love it. But yeah, I really like this. I like anything with Becky. I think that now that Vince McMahon is more out of the scene, I'm able to get more excited about this.
Yeah, pretty much. And then we get a quick address from Daniel Bryan after this, addressing the WWE Universe, saying that Kofi Kingston's nothing but a B+ player, and he remembers that B+ once again was not good enough for him. He had to turn into an A player, or A+ player, can you put it? I have no idea. But he's just referring himself as better, probably because he's vegan, I don't know. I couldn't understand it. But his promo was cut short by Kofi Kingston, who comes out for this amazing gauntlet match.
Yeah, wasn't this... They didn't do it in a predictable way. I think they really... Because I was like, is this going to be the last match of the night? Like, because they've still got so long to go. And they really built it like I thought that the first match would be a squash. Like that Kofi would get like a cheap victory or whatever, nice and quick. But it was really well paced. And
it was.
Kofi sells like the exhaustion and the like the overcome with emotion and he sells that really well. This was, and it's not the first time that we've seen him do this. Obviously, he was the Iron Man in the previous Gauntlet match, which started it all.
Yep.
Sorry, I'm talking so much. He can go. This was fantastic.
Yeah, he did really well. This entire Gauntlet match was fantastic. Going up against Sheamus without a hitch, Cesaro coming in straight off the bat. It was really interesting to watch. I was expecting like a after-match beatdown by Sheamus and Cesaro leading into the Cesaro match, but that's not where it went, so it was pretty good. And then after that one, you could see that Cesaro had hurt Kofi Kingston at this point. Kingston pins Cesaro with another victory. Rowan is the next person to come out, demolishing Kofi Kingston.
Yeah.
So We have Rowan coming out, demolishing Kofi Kingston, puts him through a table, hits him with a chair. I'm pretty sure he hit him with a chair.
Yep.
But after that, obviously, Kingston gets another win via disqualification. Samoa Joe comes out. That was interesting to say the least.
Yeah. This was with the extended camel clutch.
Yeah.
The other part. Yeah. This was probably the low point for me. This match. I wasn't really crazy about the Joe part, just because I think that Joe is better than this.
Yeah, Joe 100% was better than just doing a constant clutch. Like, it's actually really frustrating that when he loses his shit, he just goes to that move.
Yeah.
I can get you choking your opponent out, but come on, you're a champion. Act like one, mate.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know, I'm just frustrated. I'm not a big fan of Joe's character at the moment. However, the final match we get, or what we thought was going to be the final match, Kofi Kingston versus Randy Orton.
Yeah, but
So
it wasn't.
That's exactly right. Kingston, of course, getting the victory over Randy Orton. Everyone thought that he was punching his way straight into WrestleMania. New Day are in the ring celebrating with him. And then everyone's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then enter Vince McMahon.
Yeah. Now, some will say Kofi was robbed. And I mean, absolutely, as a storyline. But if Kofi had have just won this match, it would have almost been too easy. Not that facing 5 opponents in one night is easy, but it would all be set too soon. Like, if this is the way that they're going to go with it, he needs to... Yeah, he needs to, like, it needs to be dragged on for at least another week or so. What would have been nice and what would have made more sense would have been like, look, if any of you beat Kofi, you get to face Daniel Bryan. Because then there would be more incentive. Because otherwise it's just like, we're big heels and we do heel things.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with you. That was what went through my mind when this match was like halfway over. I'm like, you know what would have been cool if Randy Orton beat him and then Vince was like, you beat Kofi, go to the match. Like, this match is now yours.
Yeah, because like, who's Daniel facing? If is he facing Kevin Owens? Who's he facing?
That's exactly right. We have 2 weeks to build this. Right at this point in time, there is no WWE Championship match leading into WrestleMania.
How bizarre.
It is very strange, but of course, at the end of the Daniel Bryan versus Kofi Kingston match, at the end of the gauntlet, Bryan getting the victory over Kofi Kingston. New Day come down, start checking on Kingston, and you can visibly see that they're pissed. So this is going to be really fun next week.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I really enjoyed this week's SmackDown. I feel like SmackDown's been killing it. Once again, we had a couple of lull weeks earlier on, but it's been killing it. Even Raw was good. Again, Raw's just too long. If Raw was 2 hours, bam, would be awesome. But yeah, it was above average. I reckon. I haven't been checking the viewer numbers, but I assume that they're on the way up as opposed to on the way down.
Yeah, they're definitely getting better.
Yeah.
So that was pretty much it for SmackDown. We have no WWE Championship match leading into WrestleMania. The Iconics got a fantastic victory. What else do you need to ask for? Except for Asuka.
Yeah, exactly. Asuka! Fucking hell! Where is she? You know what?
Exactly right.
I reckon it's all a fucking scam. Alistair Black married Asuka, and she's in fucking Amsterdam with him right now. Where else could she be? What are they doing?
That's exactly right. It seems like the SmackDown Women's Championship has just gone poof, disappeared off the face of the planet. It's taken a back burner.
Can confirm.
But it's so weird. But that was my biggest question coming out of SmackDown, was we have a fantastic lineup coming into WrestleMania, but no women's matches? Or no SmackDown women's matches?
No SmackDown women's matches. I'm assuming that they're just trying to put all the focus on Becky, Charlotte, Ronda.
Yeah, pretty much.
Brondy. Let's call him Brondy.
Brondy?
Brondy. The three of them.
Brondy.
Why? Where's Charlotte in that?
Shabrondy.
Bronlet.
Bronlet.
Chondi. We'll go with Chondi. Chondi.
Alright, so the Chondi match?
Yeah. Beautiful.
Wow.
So there's no room for Asuka.
No room
Actually,
for Asuka.
no. Asuka, and then Selena Vega's going to be like, you fucking married my husband. We're fighting at WrestleMania. Danders shit booking. You didn't have any shit booking, so I've taken over the shit booking.
See, this is the funny thing is we're actually about to lead into my shit booking coming into 205 Live.
Oh.
This is actually where mine comes in. So 205 comes in with obviously this quick promo by Drake Maverick, which is really strange because he hasn't been on Raw, so I'm like, are you still like Author of Pain person? I don't know. However, Mike and Maria Kanellis make their entrance. Maria cuts a promo, putting her husband over, talking about how he's going to prove everyone wrong. And Mike Kanellis finally getting a pinfall victory on 205 Live by pinning Akira Tozawa. So that was really good. And then, of course, you get commentary announces a trios match between Loser House Party and Drew Gulak, Humberto Carrillo, and Jack Gallagher for next week on 205, so that's going to be pretty fun. And then the final of the WrestleMania Cruiserweight tournament, Tony Nese defeating Cedric Alexander by pinfall. He is now the number one contender heading to WrestleMania, more than likely on the pre-show, to face his friend and training buddy, Buddy Murphy, for the Cruiserweight Championship.
Buddy retained forever.
See, I'm really excited to see this, but this is where my shit booking comes in. Actually, I do want to touch on the note. Buddy Murphy came out after the match to show good sportsmanship to Tony Nese, shaking his hand, gives him a quick hug, and he was like, well done, you deserve it, and then knees his face off. Like, it was a jumping knee strike that like looked like it knocked his chin out of its socket. Like, that was ridiculous. But this is where my shit booking comes in. What if, at WrestleMania on the pre-show, Murphy retains, and then Vince is like, no, you're not done. That was too quick. Enter Ricochet, and then Ricochet gets his chance.
Get Ricochet the fuck away from 205 Live.
I'm sorry, but that's like...
No.
That is where I can see him heading at the moment, because at the moment, if Buddy Murphy loses the title, they've got no one to carry 205 Live.
So just keep it on Buddy forever. If they're gonna be like, Buddy, you need to defend again. Honestly, the only person I'd be okay is Adam Brooks walking in, being like, "There's one training buddy. How about your OG training buddy, the loose ledge from Dingley? Yeah, fucking book that 205 Live. I want to see it."
All right, we'll have that. But again, yep, we have so far a stacked WrestleMania card, which is rumored to be 7 hours long.
I'm
17 matches?
Okay with this. I'm okay with this because I was arguing with Greg about it. Arguing with Greg is what I do best. And last year was over 6 hours and there was 14 matches. So if it's going to be an extra 45 minutes and give me 3 matches, because 17, even if it's 5 hours, 17 matches in 5 hours is not unreasonable. Like, I mean, it's 3 matches. It's 3 matches an hour. Like,
yeah.
I don't want to see a concert. I don't want to see, like, fucking 30 minutes of McMahon and shit like that. Like, I don't need to see... The Hall of Fame thing is nice, but it's like, it should go for, like, not very long.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. But you've got to admit, I'm actually excited to see this year's headlining musical act, which is Elias. I'm excited for that. That's about it.
Yep. Is he doing the theme? What's the theme?
I actually don't know that answer.
Let's have a... Because surely they've picked it
isn't it those people that Braun Strowman's like attacking over the last few weeks?
No, they're Saturday Night Live people.
Oh, I don't know. See, that's how much notice I take to American TV.
Clearly. As I said, I only know Michael Che because he used to follow me on Instagram.
But so far, we have a stacked WrestleMania card. So far, the championship matches that are confirmed are the United States Championship, which was revealed on SmackDown as well. Rey Mysterio will be facing Samoa Joe for the United States title, which is pretty cool. Mm-hmm. We have the Cruiserweight Championship match confirmed, Raw Women's Champion and Universal Champion. As of the current term, there is no SmackDown Tag Team titles, no Raw Tag Team titles, no Women's Tag Team titles, no SmackDown Women's Championship, no Intercontinental match.
They surely WWE can't defend all the titles. I don't... I mean,
they've
maybe
done it before, they can do it again.
True. It's not Night of Champions. Do they even still do Night of Champions? They probably don't.
I don't think so.
I'm so old. Yeah, look, I'm really excited for the build-up. I'm I'm okay with what's going on. It's not perfect, but there hasn't been a year where it's been perfect. Like, there's always peaks and troughs. I feel like this is the time where it's like, people are like, they're booking shit. Rah. It's like, this has been the same every year. Like, we had, when Roman was main eventing, he was getting booed out of the building every year. So, and then on the day, people still have fun, and then they forget that they were booing it, and then until next year, where they boo it all again.
Pretty much. But that's pretty much it from a view from the WWE Universe this week. Danders, where can we find you?
I'm back on Instagram for now. So you can find me at Rachel Danderfield on Instagram. Find me on Twitter at Danderfield. And as always, please don't add me on Facebook because we're not friends.
I like that bit. My name is CJ, guys. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram at CJ's World. And of course, collectively, we are the B Plus Russell on Twitter because wrestling wouldn't fit. But we are the B Plus Wrestling everywhere else. That is Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Podbean, Spotify, iTunes, you name it. We've got it, including a Patreon, which is www.patreon.com/the B Plus. If you want to get on our mission to support local, to watch global support local, that is the place to do it. I'm sorry, Greg, I screwed that one up. Every dollar that comes in goes into what's growing the show and helping get the word out about Aussie rap scene. Of course, you can get ad-free episodes, custom episodes, and some exclusive content coming up towards WrestleMania season. So go ahead, give us a shout on that. Leave us a 5-star review if you feel so inclined as well. And don't forget, thank you for listening.
Hold one. Arm drag.
You're not good at this. Get out. Let me tell you a personal story about Vince McMahon.
You just made the list.
So, no speak English.
Dummy. Goodbye and good night. Hold two. Arm bar.
This is the worst town I've ever been in.
It's still real to me, damn it. Dummy. Hold three. The moss covered. Three-handle family Grudunzo.